like gym today. When you step in on the rave, your bass and cardio.
Yo, this is Witty Boy, and right now you're tuned into The Breakfast Show with KXVU on Trickstar Radio. Keep it locked.
If I can have you.
All right then, my friends. How are we all doing this morning?
If you saw what that skeng done
Live inside the building. I hope everyone is enjoying the show so far. We are now live on YouTube. If you want to get the visuals inside the studio, head over to youtube.com/CubCamTV. It's going to be a good one. Keep it locked. It's breakfast.
Black boy come like a Dark Vader. Girl there looking like a Tomb Raider. Call my guy, tell him do me one favor. Leave the ends, come back a month later. All the praise goes to the maker. Auntie put rice in a container. If that gal bad, then I must take her. I'm not a stealer, I'm a taker. He don't wanna grind, he's a complainer. Them man never done a hard labor. I don't know what I want, but I want paper. Sit back, roll up, I want paper. They want do me like Nelson Mandela. Talk about gal, man, get hella. Too much gal, I got a dilemma. Hood gal wearing bandana. If I can't have you, nobody can. Bare face so they all know who I am. If you saw what that skeng done to the man. If you saw what that skeng done to the man. If I can't have you, nobody can. Bare face so they all know who I am. If you saw what that skeng done to the man, you wouldn't look at me, you go look your friend. I swear they can't do it how we do it. Every time I done it, I said I didn't do it. When I came with the click, it's like everybody thought it was G-Unit. Laugh at the old stress, cause we been through it. Pull up on anyone, I gotta issue it. When I learn how to hustle, I can teach you it. Every L I took, man, I needed it. Now the whole hood see me on the big tele. If that gal bad, give a big belly. You see me with a click, yeah, the click there. Man, if you roll up a big zegget, tell all the gangster them to loosen up. I like that gal with a beauty spot. I stepped out of bed, I was Gucci'd up. I only make rap sound do too much. If I can't have you, nobody can. Bare face so they all know who I am. If you saw what that skeng done to the man. If you saw what that skeng done to the man. If I can't have you, nobody can. Bare face so they all know who I am. If you saw what that skeng done to the man, you wouldn't look at me, you go look your friend. Black boy come like a Dark Vader. Girl there looking like a Tomb Raider. Call my guy, tell him do me one favor. Leave the ends, come back a month later. All the praise goes to the maker. Auntie put rice in a container. If that gal bad, then I must take her. I'm not a stealer, I'm a taker. J5.
How are we doing this morning, my friends? Just gone at 33 minutes past 8 here on the Big Bad Trickstar Radio. It's good to be back in the building live now via DAB, via the Trickstar Radio app, and of course via Cubcam TV as well. You can go and check the stream out over on YouTube if you want to get the visuals from inside the studio. On the way, we've got some bangers to get into, and we've got 2 world exclusives on the way also. I could not be more excited to do this, so let's get into a banger beforehand. This one coming from NSG, going by the name of Lupita, just coming up to 33 minutes past 8 here on Trickstar Radio. Thank you everyone who's inside locking on via the various platforms. It's going to be a good day, and I can't wait to keep it going. Oh yes.
I don't mind if you go a low part. Dark skin girl like Lupita. I'm in a spaceship, I fly Jupiter. If I ever done you wrong, you deserve it. Baby girl, the loving you deserve it. I've been drinking every day and it was worth it. I've been drinking every day and it was. Baby, I'ma see you later. Just try me that. Said she want me cause I'm in a rover. Got a spliff, I call you need a lighter. No fighting. You got me girl and you need a fighting. You need and you're winning, there's no doubting. She want me come my life so exciting. Still scammers, who's calling? Private caller. Don't answer, still on site them, they just love typing. I don't like him, man. What up in the skanking? I think defending. Only girl with style in my section. Only we knew how long I've been waiting. Never rent there, kick out that section. Yeah. She break her waist like Dolly Park. I don't mind if you go a low football. Dark skin girl like Lupita. In a spaceship off like Jupiter. If I ever done you wrong, you deserve it. Baby girl, the loving you deserve it. I've been drinking every day and it was worth it. I've been drinking every day and it.
I just want a little favor. Baby, love until you later. If I keep on shooting, I'll score. Oh, your insecurity is secure. Hold on to your football on the low. While you move for this show. Only for the money I'll go. Only for the money I'll roll. A side piece good, call me for the word. When the M side true, that shit used to kill the cause. But I'm in the stool, making balance too late. I'm on my chest, she replied, it. She don't believe, but you're my man, so I ain't losing sleep. I pull up my main block, next for the cheaper. Sell her our shares, this isn't cheap now.
She break her waist like Dolly Park. I don't mind if you go a low football. Dark skin girl like
Yo, this is Elisa Boating, and you're listening to Breakfast with KXVU.
If I ever done you wrong, you deserve it. Baby girl, you deserve it. I've been drinking every day and it was worth it. I've been drinking every day and it was
Vibes on this side, right on this. And she dislikes lies and fibs. But the price I was legit. Them boy good guys, no violent kids. She only has you like two radar. Go back, do a leap. She loving off my back, my persona. Drop father.
Bomber drop, damn you! That's a false car.
Out to everyone who's gone and checked out the out to everyone that's gone and checked out that brand new album from NSG. It's sounding fantastic, I've got to say. Oh my word. Going by the name of Roots is one of the lead tracks off there.
Baby girl, the loving you deserve it. I've been drinking every day and it was worth it. I've been drinking every day and it
Trickstar Radio, live from the heart of Brighton.
Let me be a star in your eyes, a winner in your pupils. I can be more precise. I wanna be a star pupil. I'm not worried about cool. I'm good and I'll pay attention, like every good boy should. I don't wanna be anyone.
Sounds of Jordan Stevens on this one. 37 minutes past 8 here, Trickstar Radio.
If you want to, take a look when you need. You gotta teach me what you like.
Bringing you good flavours this morning.
Take me through every step. I don't wanna waste my breath, but I gotta say, I don't think you understand how much I like it. Maybe you've had wires crossed with other guys, and there ain't no catch. I just wanna warn you, it's true. We don't even have to rush. I'll do it till it feels too much. Do it till it feels too much. Do it till it feels like love. Do it till it feels like. Do it till it feels right. Teeth grazing your stomach, lips pressed on your skin like it's all I know. All I know. Tongue melted the butter. Never know which lips feel more like home. More like home. I never hide, but I'm undercover. I want you to whine, I want you to stutter. These nights never feel too long. Never been proved wrong. Never been anything other than free. Teach me. You don't have to tell me twice. As long as it's right, that's alright. I don't think you understand how much I like it. Maybe you've had wires crossed with other guys, and I'll keep it light. I just wanna warn you, it's true. We don't even have to rush. I'll do it till it feels too much. Do it till it feels too much. Do it till it feels like love.
Trickstar. It's
Do it till it feels like. Do it till it feels right. Say I just stay, become a shade between you. I love the shade, that way the sun can break through. It's a whole different kind of blue. It's light, it's true, it's sky, it's a whole different kind of blue. It's light, it's true, it's sky, it's
One of my favourite tunes of last year, this one. Jordan Stevens with Teach Me. Bright and familiar each and every time. That's how we like it. Trust me, just gone 42 minutes past 8 here. Trickstar Radio, baby. Breakfast is back. It's been a very fun start to the week. We've had some fantastic stuff on the way. But right about now, we are moving into something very special indeed. We're moving into today's first world premiere. Now, I don't know if you saw on Twitter a couple of days ago, this is something I'm going to be doing. I am looking to premiere as much music as possible on this here show. Be that via the YouTube stream, be that via the DAB, be that via the app, be that via the TuneIn, be that via the Radio Cult link. We're everywhere now here on Breakfast with Kovu, be it even via the podcast. There's so many ways to listen in, which is why I'm trying to make it as enjoyable as possible for people to get involved with, and that's why we are bringing some of these exclusive world premieres to the table. This one is one I'm very excited for. I did have the absolute pleasure of interviewing T-Baze a few weeks ago on Brekkie in the Cave. The podcast for that is available over on Spotify, Apple Music, and SoundCloud. All you need to do is go into the search bar on any of those platforms and just search Breakfast with KXVU, the interviews, and you will see the playlist. It's everywhere. And there we go. This is going to be our first world premiere of the day. We've got two coming up. We've got an exclusive one from Great Adams in a short while as well. But for the time being, this is the one we are going to be getting into. Now, this one goes by the name of Monkey alongside Young Chap. I'm looking forward to getting into it. I haven't heard a T-Baze tune that hasn't knocked me absolutely sideways, which is why this is so exciting. It's always exciting to do these premieres because I love playing new music, man. I love playing new music. I love being that first play of a tune because people love to hear it, you know. And I think this is a great way of doing it. So, I'm going to throw out some effects and stuff out there. Let's get into this one then. The sounds of T-Baze alongside Young Chap here on Breakfast with Kovu. It's just gone at 43 minutes past 8, and we're going to get into our first world exclusive of the day, going by the name of Monkey. Don't go anywhere. Keep it locked. We are live on the Big Bad Trickstar Radio. Oh, yes.
Hey, listen up. What we got right here, this one is a world exclusive for Breakfast with Kovu.
This is an OY production.
It's T-Baze once again. Monkey, they walk and baboon, they drop. So you know they see. Them don't really care for the people. Monkey, they walk and baboon, they drop.
world exclusive for breakfast with Kobe.
Used to the pain, you know. Call used to the hell the people with the feeling. And we keep saying, every day you say things go better. And we keep waiting, oh, for the NEPA to fix the light. You go see, you see, Irola. Now from way back when, not the same story. When our things gon' change, so my people go live in peace. Monkey they walk and baboon they drop. So you know they see. Them don't really care for the people. Monkey they walk and baboon they drop. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. I really know they see. Them don't really care for the people. Oh no no, all I want give it. Taliban kiri, ààrẹ rí ó máa wá ṣe ilẹ̀ Naija ta ni ó ṣe àtúnṣe ìgbẹ́ tó lówó báyà tálíkà ni ó gbé dẹ́nà sẹ́n olórí dorí mú ìjọba ayé òkè ẹ̀ mẹ́kúnnà sì sáré àti jẹ òṣèlú ń kówó níṣẹ́ náà ń kó jẹ èyí láti 1960 kí ló bàjẹ́ náà tí wọ́n rí fíksì ìnsá Naija wá ti rí títì tó dẹnu kọlẹ̀ bí òpó Disney go settle the matter látàyí Abacha àti Yar'Adua Ọbásanjọ́ ń kọ́ pẹ̀lú Jonathan ẹ bá ń bẹ Buhari kó má ta Naija. Monkey dey walk and baboon dey drop. Say you know they see. Them no really care for the people. Monkey dey walk and baboon dey drop. I be you know they see. Them no really care for the people. Monkey they walk and baboon they drop. So you know they see. Them no really care for the people. Monkey they walk and baboon they drop. I be you know they see. Them no really care for the people and take care of the people.
What a tune this one is! Sounds of T-Bass alongside Young Chap. Track entitled Monkey. Oh my word. Absolute vibes on this one. It's what we love to see, it's what we love to hear. World exclusive business. Trickstar Radio. Breakfast with Kovu. That's how we're doing it these days. Just gone 47 minutes past 8 here. Gonna move into something new from Jamil next before we get into our second world premiere of the day. Are you mad? It's all crazy, bro. It's all crazy. Out to T-Bass each and every time.
Trickstar Radio.
Full up a style, she say me full up. My pocket full up a call when me go pull up. Yeah, full up a style, them say me full up. Ready? Hot like lava, but mind your mark. Fresh like water, shoes from Italia. Millions of dollars, call me shot caller. TG, Java, Wagwan, no lava. Me them off, I want see man falter. Run up in a weed and a instant disaster. We no send boy, go that fee get plaster. Coulda what that be here, them get charged for. Make me clean to my step, now we no nothing dirty. Woman, me say to that, now we no nothing funny. Yeah, the vehicle my press and never no sunny. You see the chain for my neck, no stop upset the bunny. I'ma not do what them do for make you money. She say my sweet, my my style, make you honey. And that I kill if I see them, get your money. Stay true to my thing, this is my testimony. My thing no regular, me no see no competitor. My girlfriend check my cellular and support a dozen Melissa. Yeah, say them fuck up in the style, one bag of editor. Them do send me after that, but they take over, them not ready for. Yeah, but who jobless, they know the rest. Of course man been through loneliness. Know the watch a roll the legs to church a bit the glorious. Think them line with steel, something na fire blow the vest. Juice land want more because you know we go for less. No, my clean to my step, now we no nothing dirty. They said to that, now we no nothing funny. Yeah, the vehicle my press and never no sunny. You see the chain for my neck, now stop upset the bunny. I'ma not do what them do for make you money. She say me sweet, but some my style make you honey. That I kill if I see them, get your money. Stay true to the thing, this is my testimony. Full up a style, she say me full up. My pocket full up a call when me go pull up. Rivali, we no regular. South borrow anything we ready for. Me clean to my step, now we no nothing dirty. Woman me say to that, now we no nothing funny. You see the vehicle, my press and never no sunny. Chain for my neck, no stop upset the bunny. Now do what them do for make you money. She say me sweet, must my style make you honey. That I keep the fast, get your money. Stay true to my thing, this is my testimony. Try that, great that. Patriots. Yeah.
Sounds of Jamil on that one, going by the name of Lava. Just coming up to 10 to 9 here on Trickstar Radio. How are we all doing this morning? I'm in a good mood, you know. I'm in a good mood. It's Thursday. I know there's a ton of bangers dropping today. It's going to be a nice weekend. The weather's looking quite decent. I'm slightly warm, as I always am down in this extremely warm dungeon. But overall, it's good. It's a good start to the day, and I'm loving the music we've been able to play. I love the fact that we opened up the show with a real kind of dedication to Jamaican Independence Day. And yeah, we're going to be moving forward with another world premiere. I am buzzing. I am absolutely buzzing to get into this one. Oh my word. So, last year, myself and Anna Correa were joined by one of our favourite guests of all time. And they're called Great Adams, who is back again with another brand new single, and he has given us the absolute pleasure, the honour to get the world exclusive on this one, and I'm buzzing for it. This one goes by the name of Gra Gra. I think this one drops tomorrow morning, or this evening, midnight. I think that's the general thing now. You just release music and it goes out at midnight, so you can either say Thursday night or Friday morning, whichever way around you want to put it. However, this is the brand new single from him. We've got it world exclusive. No one else in the world has this. Which is a madness, and I'm loving the fact that we are now able to play these tunes for the first time before anyone else even gets their hands on them. Oh my word, I absolutely love it. So let's get into this one next then. Great Adams with Gra Gra. Following that, we're going to get into some Ivorian Doll, and then we are going to move into the final section of the show, which is of course the interview hour, as we talk to both MayDay and Snaps. It's going to be a fantastic end to the show. Don't go anywhere. Keep it locked. We are live on the Big Bad Trickstar Radio. Let's get into this one. Sounds of Great Adams.
World exclusive for breakfast with Kovu.
Wonder sounds. When it sticks, Mr. Producer.
As the music play, and my baby demo, anybody go? Girl, I want to know, baby, tell me what's your name, oh. Everybody go. Girl, I don't know your name, but can I call you baby? Girl, you think I'm crazy, I know you think I'm crazy. Girl, I don't know your name, oh. Can I call you baby? Girl, you think I'm crazy, I know you think I'm crazy. Ibadio, yeah, Ibadio. Your body, you got me crazy.
World exclusive for breakfast.
I want to go, girl, your body concentrate. No do, 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 no do. Something, your body not long thing. Mado, baby. The way you blow my mind, oh. I want your body, I want your love, oh yeah, your wallet, my baby, your wallet, no do, no do, no do, no do, no do, no do, no do. No do, no do, no do, no do. Girl, I'm not a Casanova. I go buy you Fashion Nova. I go give you loving, baby, we be ballin', no. Girl, I'm not a Casanova. I go buy you Fashion Nova, and we be ballin', baby, we be loving, no. You done sweet my butt, yo, fine, baby, sexy, no, no. Girl, I want to touch your butt, yo. Turn it up. Sexy mom, yo. Girl, I want to touch your body, yo. No do, no do, no do, gara, no do. No do, no do, no do, gara, no do. No do, no do, no do, gara, no do, no do, no do, no do, no do, gara, no do.
Yo, it's your boy Hamdi.
with a bad boy KXVU on Trickstar Radio, the baddest selector in Brighton.
Sounds of Ivorian Doll on this one, going by the name of Body Bag. Out to the man they call Great Adams on the last one. Out to a man like Philly B, how you doing, sir? Out to MayDay as well.
I'm unruly, black beauty. I got thick thighs and booty. Cutie, cut up animal cruelty. Ain't no rilla, big bad driller, snatch your wig.
This one's an absolute heater.
In my mirror, send him back in time for dinner. Body bag these itches, I don't chit chat with them snitches. Body bag these lead them all to their ditches. I don't like bumming in niggas, fake trigger fingers, no heat. You ain't never packed. For them loose lips, you get strangled by this LV leather strap. Man talk ish and get ran down. Try hide, but a man found. We pull up quick, that's a man down. Man singing like you a fan now. Ain't no rilla, IV's killer, big bad bitch. I'm your winner. Sip my liquor while you're out in MC out. Free course dinner. Body bag these ish. I don't chit chat with them snitches. Body bag these ish. Lead them all to their ditches. Ditch, shovel, clip run up, that's trouble. Big bang, that's a puddle. So keep it, man, that's it muzzle. Arms raised, no cuddle. Bar mate, coat ruffle. Shape of face, no stubble. One quick burst, pop, no bubble. Gala too talky, it's naughty. Covering up enough story, it's corny. You ain't doing that for me. Why would I give a fuck? My New York's in kick blicky tucks. My London Mexican mizzy buff. Screw your cap off your fizzy. When I'm cutting my Lizzie up, I be out body bag deep dish. I don't chit chat with them snitches. Body bag deep dish. Lead them all to their ditches. I'll catch a case for one of these snakes. Off with their head, but they're still awake. Put them to bed, won't leave no trace. Dead any bitch, take her to the grave. I'll catch a case for one of these snakes. Off with their head, but they're still awake. Put them to bed, won't leave no trace. Dead any bitch, take her to the grave.
Yo, this is Ellie Sabine-Singh, and you're listening to Breakfast with KXVU.
How are we doing this morning, my friends? We are live inside the building, just gone 3 minutes to 9 here. We're about to get into the interview hour. Oh, I'm excited. I am very excited indeed. We're going to be talking to MayDay and Snaps as well. Out to man like Philly B. If you are locking in via DAB, head over to the YouTube as well, of course. You can get involved with the chat room there. There's also a chat room on the app. We've just got chats coming everywhere. We're available everywhere. We're going to finish up the hour with this one coming from Jules, his remix of Eclipses again. Following that, we're going to get into a chat with MayDay, so don't go anywhere. Oh, yes.
Jules, baby.
How I miss say again. Long time, me not come again. Every time me touch on money, reading problem. One go tell your bedroom, me say, one go tell your friend, we are the remedy, how we have the thing. Me say again. Long time, me not come again. Every time me touch on money, reading problem. Understand, I know you like it. Hear them ball out, pull it up and rewind it.
Hey yo, they ain't never better than me. You ain't never met a real killer MC. Name hold weight, that's 100 empty. Lick off a shot and leave the clip empty. I am mean, you ain't messing with the team. Brothers rubbing off my thing, they see me in their dream. Busting out the jeans, get it popping like the steam. Laser beam, you ain't messing with the team.
How I miss say again. Long time, me not come again. Every time me touch on money, reading problem. One go tell your bedroom, me say, one go tell your friend, we are the remedy, how we have the thing. Me say again. Long time, me not come again. Every time me touch on money, reading problem. Understand, I know you like it.
Hear them ball out, pull it up and rewind it.
Let it go, let it go.
Let it go. Every time they see me when I step into the room, pulling out the camera, see the flash and do the zoom. You know it's a man that's when I'm mashing up the tune. But I'll spin your favourite rapper when I'm sending to the moon. Long time, good to see you soon. Still a rapper, still an actor, been a trapper, been a goon. Kiss me by the morning, they won't live to see the noon. Baba boom.
How I miss say again. Long time, me not come again. Every time me touch on money, reading problem. One go tell your bedroom, me say, one go tell your friend, we are the remedy, how we have the thing. Me say again. Long time, me not come again. Every time me touch on money, reading problem. Understand, I know you like it.
Hear them ball out, pull it up and rewind it.
See me, see the hit, girl, I come. See me, say me just calm down. So calm down. You not really want no one, no. And you don't wanna take this thing. How I miss say again. Long time, me not come again. Every time me touch on money, reading problem. One go tell your bedroom, me say, one go tell your friend, we are the remedy, how we have the thing.
Jules, baby.
Yo, and it's Brucey, and right now you're locked into KXVU, Dub Plate King.
Trickstar Radio.
Live from the heart of Brighton.
Just gone 9 o'clock here on Trickstar Radio. My name is Kovu. I am your breakfast show host, as you well know. We're going to be getting into a conversation with man like MayDay in just a second, so don't go anywhere. Keep it locked. Kicking off with this one, NWBI. MayDay, Dubsy Co, and Manga. Oh, yes.
What's going on, people? It's Razor. You're live and direct, locked into the waviest breakfast on the airwaves. This is Cub Kovu on Trickstar Radio.
Spawned into darkness, I survived and now I'm clean-hearted. New me reputation can't tarnish. Pure blessings, I just want to harvest. Never been one to care about garment and black tracksuit and sizes. The largest new blueprint I'm working on carving. Sowing seeds, take a walk in my garden. My energy is sacred since ages. I watch who I stay with. When bro wins see me, I'm elated. Could never be hating or be jaded. Always first with hands out to help, but I don't help those who don't help themselves. So if you get down and you stand back up, you dust yourself off and wish yourself well. Life cycle of an outlier. Have a small circle tight like wire. Can't ask or call for ceasefire. You should have thought of that prior. Being an outlier means that you hold your integrity highly. Don't concede it and don't deplete it. It's a part of your psyche. Never been welcomed in. Always on the outside. Never been welcomed in. Seen it with my own eyes. Never been welcomed in. I'm not really surprised. Never been welcomed in. That's where integrity lies. Never been welcomed in. Always on the outside, never been welcomed in. Seen it with my own eyes, never been welcomed in. I'm not really surprised, never been welcomed in. That's where integrity lies.
Yeah. You know me, man, I'm doing my own thing. Certain man opened doors, but when I got there, they closed it. I put my faith in the works, I ain't sitting around hoping. There's always bumps in the road, but there's ways that you could approach it. Treat it differently, man. Yeah. I ain't sitting around moaning. Waste of time. Things are gonna happen, but your reactions, how you control it. Take your time. Yeah, as long as there's actions in the word you've spoken. Do your work. Even when they don't choose you, the truth is that you are chosen.
Never been welcomed in. Always on the outside. Never been welcomed in. Seen it with my own eyes. Never been welcomed in. I'm not really surprised. Never been welcomed in. That's where integrity lies. Never been welcomed in. Always on the outside. Never been welcomed in. Seen it with my own eyes. Never been welcomed in. I'm not really surprised. Never been welcomed in. That's where integrity lies.
Right then, my friends, we are live inside the building. This is Breakfast with Kovu, and I'm super happy to be back in the building. As per, we're moving into our interview section, which is obviously the kind of thing that makes this show. I feel it's the thing that brings the unique energy, it's the thing that brings the kind of unique flavour to the table, and I'm super excited for this one because man like MayDay is in the building with us. How are you doing, my friend?
Morning from Birmingham. What's going on, Trickstar? What's going on, Kovu?
How are you, sir? How are you?
I'm good, man. Sun's out. I'm not sunburned yet, so 7, 9 a.m. We'll give it time. But I'm ready, man. I'm ready, man.
Oh, bro, you know what? I had the worst one a few days ago. Literally, I was sat facing the other way, so not facing the sun. The only time I was in the sun was in the 15-minute walk home. I ended up luminous red, factor 50 on. I got Scottish skin. It was not the one, bro. It was not the one. Trust me.
I think the worst place I got sunburned, I was on a plane to Poland, fell asleep against the window. The flight to Poland was an hour and 10 minutes, and I still managed to get my entire neck burnt.
On a through like the thickness of a plane window.
I'm not a scientific man by any nature, but I'm still perplexed by that one today.
Oh my word, that's pain. But anyway, let's kind of look at what we're talking at today. Obviously, I don't want to keep you on the line talking about sunburn for half an hour because it'll start to hurt more than anything else. Out to WT4Y hitting us up saying yes. Good morning, sir. Good to hear from you. So let's talk. Let's break down what's going on. So first of all, MayDay, how has the last couple of years been for you? Because it seems like it's just been a completely upward journey by the way music's going.
I mean, I started music properly, I'd say about three and a half, probably close to 4 years ago.
Okay.
And then since then, I started when I was at uni. I went to uni in Derby, so I kind of met all the artists in Derby who were doing things or whatever. And then from then, for me, I've always been a person, even before music, I was like, no one's going to do anything for me. I at least have to start. So I don't like to help people who don't at least help themselves first. So I applied it to myself as well. And from there, thankfully, just through hard work and a consistency basis of playing out music, networking, shaking hands, all of this business, it's kind of yielded me the chance to earn and create my own opportunities, and that's led to me performing in different countries, collabing with Manga as the tune you've played, and all of that business. So the trajectory right now is very upwards, and that's hopefully the plan to continue for it. I got some stuff in the pipeline in regards to bigger than myself, in regards to music as well. But then that's kind of here and there at the moment. So far it's good. I can't complain. I've learned a lot. I've met a lot of people.
Of course, man. I see something that when I first saw you kind of pop up, obviously in sort of like online circles and things like that, the thing that I always clocked straight away with yourself was that you did kind of have a kind of business approach. Like, it felt like there was a theme behind what you were doing. It felt like you were posting for a reason, you know?
Well, the thing is, it's funny you said it, because I was with a friend yesterday, and he said more or less the same thing, because I was like, bro, you know I haven't been in the music game long, so he was like, do you think you have an added perspective as a consumer and a fan of music? You've kind of identified what, if you were an artist, you would do, and then when you start to make music, you've just done that. And in a sense, I guess he's kind of right, which goes to what you were saying. So I wouldn't say I've identified problems, but if I was an artist, what would I do? And then I just kind of do that. So like releasing music on a consistent basis, shaking hands, expanding networks, taking any and every opportunity to start, and then kind of streamlining and being a bit more delegative with what I do and don't take. And then just kind of going from there. Like, if I can't do something, I need someone who can do that task, and then I kind of seek out and find a person with that skill set that's applicable to whatever I need.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, the kind of phrase I've heard you say a couple of times already is shake hands. Like, what do you mean specifically by shake hands?
So me and you, I knew you when you was doing your previous creative outlet, shall we say. So I saw you online on YouTube doing your thing. So right now, me and you have a relationship as interviewee and interviewer, which is great.
Of course.
But online, you can be friends with anyone and everyone. However, physically shaking hands and meeting the person face to face, that's where, in my opinion, you solidify relationships. Because a lot of people work off energy and whatever, and I can be the best person to you over the phone, but you can meet me in person, and my first impression can just wipe that away entirely. So the physical act of shaking hands and being in the same rooms as people, smiling, just asking them whatever, that kind of it's the literal act of shaking hands. And me shaking hands with certain people has led me to meet other certain people, and those have allowed me opportunities to give value up front. And then from that value, people have come back to me and said, oh, MayDay can do this, or if you need advice on this, MayDay's kind of quite good at it. And then that's expanded my network going forward from there. So literally just shaking hands, saying hello in the real life.
Okay, I mean...
Sorry.
No, carry on.
I wouldn't say eclipses online networking, but you definitely need to have a balance of offline and online networking.
Okay, I mean, this is really, really interesting to listen to, and I'm sure there's going to be artists looking into this, but either live or via the podcast afterwards, that are kind of looking in because they've seen how kind of well you conduct yourself in that sort of online sphere. But to hear how important you actually treat that first physical meeting with someone as well, it is quite interesting. Like, why do you think you've had such like a head screwed on approach to this? Then, is there what was the thing before music that made you kind of go, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this properly?
I don't think there wasn't really anything, because I was studying at uni. I studied media because I wanted to be a radio presenter, and then the first semester I was like, nah, that's not for me. So I started music. I think it was the year or two after that, and then from there I was just like, okay, because my name is MayDay, and MayDay as me as the artist is basically my entire brand. Any sponsorships, things, anything that's going to happen is because that person or company does like my brand and they want to get involved with me for me, and then subsequently my fan base. So because I'm respective of everything that I do, people have to, not like me, but people have to see, oh, this is how MayDay conducts himself. So if we were to get into a business relationship, I can see he would apply himself in that regard as well. And I don't think there was anything that really triggered it. I mean, I've always, naturally, I've just always hustled. But my mom definitely taught me a lot in the sense of, shake hands, look people in the eye, don't ever shake anyone's hand sitting down, stuff like that. And then just to be fair, YouTube, just watching different people on YouTube has kind of given me the perspective of, if I give value up front without asking for anything in return, when the people see the value that I've given them, whether it be help on funding, social media tips, whatever, because I'm still no one in the grand scheme of things, but if I can give value up front and that person can see to them potentially in the future I'll be an asset to helping them with whatever it may be, then in the future that kind of yields me results and gets me to places I wouldn't have gotten otherwise.
This is all gold dust, man. I mean, kind of hearing it and hearing the way you're explaining it as well, it makes it seem like such a simple process. Has it always been something that's come quite naturally to you?
I think, yeah, in the sense of it is a simple process, but I think a lot of people kind of get in over their head and complicate it. Because what a lot of people do that I don't is idolize. So I've been in the room with some huge artists, and I just went over, said, "Hello, my name is MayDay. I like what you do," stuff like that. If you need help in X, Y, Z, let me know. Or is there anything you need help with? And because I know they're human too, I treat them as just a regular person. Whereas people are like, "Oh, that's my man, and he's 2 feet over there," and because they kind of put like a shield up of the person without meeting the person first, the first thing most people do is if they're in the same room, so they're like, "Yeah, can I get a picture?" And that, if you're trying to make a working relationship with them, that just ruins everything. So they're like, he's just a fan. So that kind of situation I don't put myself in. So I think the veil of people putting up, "Oh, he's this artist or she's done those accolades," and kind of bestow people onto a pedestal that if you just say hello to them, 9 times out of 10 they'll say hello back. A lot of people just kind of get in over their head before that happens. So with me, I don't really allow myself to do that. I just go in the room confident. I'm MayDay. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, cool. Not everyone in the world's gonna like it, and you just keep it stepping. There's 8 billion people out there. Not everyone's gonna like it. So that's what it is.
Yeah,
Really.
it's so true, man. And again, the way you're explaining it and putting it down, I'm sure this is going to be really useful to a lot of people. Out to Simi saying this is great. Out to WT4Y saying this is so insightful as well. Out to all the YouTube gang each and every time. If you have got a comment you want to get involved with, do head over to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/CubCanTV, and get into the chat because we are asking questions today. So, I mean, the thing is, we can talk about this sort of stuff for hours, but I want to kind of look at music as well. This is, I want to try and squeeze as much in as possible. But we've got a few extra minutes, so we can put an extra bit in at the end. So, kind of looking at this, let's jump into, let's talk a little bit about music then. So, obviously, we've seen that first collaboration with yourself, Dubsco, and Manga. Like, how did that come together as a group?
So, Dubsco is my producer / so basically, Dubsco is my engineer and has been for the last 3 years. And then it came to a point, I'd say, I got back from Japan. So, just before I went to Japan, so I'd say last November, and he was like, "MayDay, you know what, yeah, a lot of the stuff you're doing is on other people's beats. Like, let me make you some beats, and then the stuff that leaves my studio, you'll do that." I was like, "All right, cool." So the way me and him have built a level of chemistry where I said to him, he'll just go through a list of sounds, I'll say I like that one, and then he'll just start cultivating around that sound. So he made the beat for Never Been Welcomed In because he initially skipped past that sound and went, "No, give me the name of that specific sound and we'll go back to it." So he went back to it, formulated the beat, took him about 2 sessions. And then as soon as the first session went, I went, "You know what? I reckon, yeah, Manga would fit this perfectly." This was back in January of this year. So I'm like, "All right, and cool." I've supported Manga, shared his stuff, all of that business. So the thing is, at the moment, the value, so going back to what I was saying, just the value I was giving Manga was I was supporting him, sharing his content, telling friends, etc., etc. You don't have to do that, but I was just a fan of Manga anyway. So I was giving him value up front. The only issue is I'd never met Manga in person at this point. So I sent Manga an email. I was like, "Manga, I've got a production. I can hear you all over it. I've dropped it in your email. If you get a chance, check it out." This in January. At the same time, Manga was sorting everything out for his Make It Out Alive album. So then February, I reminded him again, just a simple follow-up, just saying, "That beat's still in your email. When you got a second, check it." And then I got back that same night. I got back home from studio at 3 a.m. 3:20 a.m. I was looking at emails, and Manga, it was just a folder, and it was Manga's pieces to the tune.
Amazing.
So the tune came together like that. And then after he'd sent me the pieces in February, me and Stretch, we went down to Logan Sama was throwing an event in Colours in Hoxton, I think. And then Manga just walked through the door. So again, I shook his hand there, and his face like, "Oh yeah, you're." I was like, "Yeah, that's me," and whatever. So me and him met there, again, kind of fortifying the relationship, which I was going back to before. And then in regards to the music video we shot, that was supposed to be way more colourful, completely different location. But because my camera crew had to shoot another person's video earlier in the day, and that extended over, I just kind of adapted and kind of worked with what I have, and then that produced the music video as well.
Amazing, man. I mean, it just seems so. Again, it's resourceful. It's forward thinking. It's thinking on your feet, and it's just very, very kind of business savvy. To be honest with you, like hearing all of this, it's amazing to listen through. What we're gonna do? We're gonna move forward then onto another tune, which goes by the name of MacBook, which is another one of the ones you've sent over.
Yes, this one, Kobe, this one. When Dubsco made the beat for this one, and the electric elements were going in, I was gassed. We just listened to the instrumental for like 15 minutes on loop, and we were like, we can never get bored of this. And I just started writing, and then that was it.
There we go. So this is the thing that I'm kind of clocking. It seems like you've kind of got all your processes kind of sussed out at this point. It seems like you've got the plan. It's just execution now.
I mean, I wouldn't say I have the entire plan, because sometimes if it's a collab, it may be different. But I would say I'm a lot more comfortable in I know how I'm going to approach it, whatever. And I like to tell stories more time. So MacBook, literally, I don't think we were communicating then, but like at the end of last year, start of this year, after like a 7-year battle, my MacBook finally gave out on me. But like every day I was documenting, the battery's out, or it's got water on it, this, that, and the third. And my audience, like the people and my friends on Instagram, like, this is an entire saga. I was like, you know what? Yeah, that would actually be a sick tune, just to tell how I started music with the same MacBook, and it got me through uni, and now it's crashed. But the money I've made from streaming allowed me to purchase a new MacBook, and that's what the entire tune's about. And it just came together like that, really.
Amazing, man. Well, we're going to get into this one now. We are live on Trickstar Radio. A man like MayDay joins us this morning. It's been a fantastic chat so far. Looking forward to kind of carrying on and looking to the kind of future plans. We're going to get into this one now. Goes by the name of MacBook. Don't go anywhere. Keep it locked. It's Breakfast with KXVU here on the big bad Trickstar Radio.
Made tunes and videos up on my MacBook. Had some viruses, it was bad luck. Made tunes and videos up on my MacBook. Had some viruses, it was bad luck. Since that day I always make backup. Sometimes I write bars on my MacBook. Other days no, it doesn't add up. Why it keeps happening on my MacBook? So I shut down, fold it up. Try again later on my MacBook. Same 1012 from them been a saga. 4 new batteries, still the same charger. Keys are stuck, have to press them harder. Low power level, so screen got darker. Had to pull out the toolbox, unscrew and then let it cool off. Whole system was overheating. Sounds like aliens speaking. On the keyboard, press R2, record the new set of vocals. Gotta use 7-day trials and all their files. I can't afford Pro Tools. I know that it's somewhat cheap, but I'm strapped 4Ps, that's me right now. But I know this'll all pay off one day, and it'll work itself out. Made tunes and videos up on my MacBook. Had some viruses, it was bad luck. Since that day I always make backup. Sometimes I write bars on my MacBook. Other days no, it doesn't add up. Why it keeps happening on my MacBook? So I shut down, fold it up. Try again later on my MacBook. Install crack software. Gotta find a way to win, so I didn't stop there. Got a cheap mic, got a pop shield, got a mic stand and a sound card. Put a mattress on my wardrobe door and a quote of a top to block surround sound. Shut the windows and said to my flatmates, yo, please keep the noise down. I was there, gassed all ready for the first take. Didn't even have it till I hit some problems. Screen said to choose one of the 2 options. Thought to myself, does this happen often? I went to close down and then it just froze. Control or delete, now it's obsolete, the task incomplete, so I left it alone. Made tunes and videos up on my MacBook. Had some viruses, it was bad luck. Since that day I always make backup. Sometimes I write bars on my MacBook. Other days no, it doesn't add up. Why it keeps happening on my MacBook? So I shut down, fold it up. Try again later on my MacBook. Hard drive hold hits, bare tunes have been made on this. Open a Mac on a daily basis and music takes me different places. You can't control C and then control V. The amount and time and money I've put in the machine and the stickers on the lid. Can't try do what I already did. YouTube taught me how to use Photoshop and how to use Logic. Desktop got pure program, but now I got the basics when I start a new project. Record the bars first and make the artwork, engineered by Tricks, of course. Then distribute first and quench the fans' thirst for music cause they want more. Made tunes and videos up on my MacBook. Had some viruses, it was bad luck. Since that day I always make backup. Sometimes I write bars on my MacBook. Other days no, it doesn't add up. Why it keeps happening on my MacBook? So I shut down, fold it up. Try again later on my MacBook. Made tunes and videos up on my MacBook. Had some viruses, it was bad luck. Since that day I always make backup. Sometimes I write bars on my MacBook. Other days no, it doesn't add up. Why it keeps happening on my MacBook? So I shut down, fold it up.
Live on Trickstar Radio, my friends. How are we doing? It's just gone 18 minutes past 9 here. Man like MayDay joins us on the line. He is dropping knowledge bombs left, right, and centre. It's been a very, very enjoyable start to the show. So, what we're going to do now, kind of moving forward, looking to the future, like first of all, how have you found lockdown to be in regards to kind of productivity as much as anything else?
So, for those who don't know, some people are still catching on late. I'm doing something at the moment called Every Second Tuesday, and basically every second Tuesday, which began May 26th, I've been releasing a single onto Spotify, Apple, all digital outlets, and then every second single of that has had a music video. So MacBook, which you've just heard, will release, because you're the first person to play that, funnily enough. I forgot to tell you that.
Oh, what, MacBook? We got the exclusive.
That's like your 3rd world premiere this morning.
Oh my word! I'm gonna have to run the sound.
World exclusive for breakfast with KXVU.
I didn't even realise it was a word exclusive, bro. That's amazing. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
No, I completely forgot to tell you. My bad. It's been a long week already. But yeah, so. In regards to that, the only thing I find that's hurt me in a sense is with all this new music, I'm really excited to perform live. And the plan was with a tune coming out every 2 weeks and having certain shows lined up the way I did. By the time the releases would come out, or what I would feel the bigger releases, or maybe a personal favorite tune, I think having the live element to kind of support that and show people the energy he's put into the microphone comes out even better in a live performance. and I've just got myself a DJ. I think that's definitely obviously been spoiled. But because I'm still putting out a tune from May 26th until December 22nd, and I've got like my first four singles planned for 2021, I'm in a good position. So it's just a case of, like you were saying off there, just accumulating content and building forward and just kind of going, just planning for anything that happens in a situation. So yeah, it's definitely been a lockdown. I haven't got to, me and Stretch haven't hung out and wrote any music. I've been studio maybe 2-3 times, so I haven't really got to see the man them and everyone else is doing music at the moment. So I'm looking forward to that. But in regards for me, it's MayDay, putting out music consistently and whatever, and it's allowed me to kind of streamline and dial my plan in for 2021. So 2021, everything that was going to happen towards the end of this year, I've just shifted it to 2021, and it's all falling into place a lot better as opposed to if it would have happened this year. So it swings and roundabouts, but I've definitely not sat back, because when this first happened, a lot of people were like, nah, I'm not releasing till October. I'm not dropping music again this year. I was like, the big artists in our scene, the big artists in the world, they're not dropping music because their label's pulling it because they need to make the money. You're an independent artist from your bedroom. You've got more chance to capture more people and new fans' attention, and you're just not going to do it. All right, then cool, that's on you. And I've gone complete opposite end of the spectrum and just flooding.
Definitely, bro. Yeah, the thing is with it though, like I think the first kind of couple of months we did kind of see a lack of, we saw a lack of probably like A-grade content, as I would call it, because I feel this is when almost like the sort of demo songs that weren't necessarily going to make albums started dropping. People started dropping a lot of catalog stuff. But then what we found is about 3 months in, people are going, actually, we can make this into quite a good opportunity if we do this right. There's more people sitting around on YouTube of an evening than just randomly heading out. So I've seen, if over the last sort of 3 months, from a kind of journalistic perspective, I've seen more music videos drop in the last sort of 2 to 3 months than I've ever seen drop anywhere else from major names.
Well, that's the thing. I think. So this the thing. It's not 1943 anymore. No one's sitting down, like physically sitting down in the living room and listening to music. So when everyone thought, yeah, my streaming numbers are gonna go through the roof, well, they're not. YouTube numbers went through the roof because people are going to watch people's long-form content. They're not really going to listen to music because more time music is consumed passively. So, like, a lot of the tunes I've been releasing every second Tuesday, they're great quality tunes. But, like, let's say, like, the tune I've released 2 days ago, Tuesday. So, yeah, Tuesday. It's only got, like, 16 streams on Spotify alone at the moment. Is that a bad song? No. It's just I have stuff has been going on which hasn't given me the time, or I haven't dedicated the time to push it. And the people still circulating from the music I dropped in May and June. So everyone's joining me at different stages of this journey. But then anyone who finds me from kind of 2021 and going forward, they'll see, oh, he dropped 16 tunes in the last 7-8 months of the year. So I know I can expect consistent musical content from him, which is great for them and then great for me, of course, as well.
Definitely. I mean, this almost to an extent comes back to the idea of forming a relationship, because it's not necessarily just the business relationships that we're discussing here. We're talking almost as well about a relationship with that fan base. That's almost like you're giving them something on a regular basis, and that builds up a level of trust, would you say?
The way I said this to my friend yesterday, the way I likened it for everyone listening is a TV show. So most people, they'll find a TV show on Netflix and they'll binge watch the entire series. Let's say 6 seasons, just for simplicity. But then the company tweets on the 7th season they're gonna have to wait a year and a half because they've got to film and edit it and whatever. During that year and a half, no one's not gonna watch new TV programs. People go and find new things. So as musicians, if one TV show for me is one song, and you like that song, you're waiting for the next one. But if you've got to wait 3-4 months, I understand campaigns and marketing plans do it. But with every second Tuesday, I'm just like, every 2 weeks there's a new one, and it's more or less guaranteed. And I've got all the songs. I need to make one more song for like November 24th, but everything else, it's there, it's ready to go. So everyone can expect, if they subscribe to me, follow me, do this, engage me in any form, every 2 weeks, they will have a new, different sounding tune from myself as MayDay. So it's guaranteed content for them. And then from there, they're like, it only takes 3 to 4, maybe 5 songs for you to become a fan of someone. If I put out 16 in the last 8 months, there's more than, like, just based on a numbers perspective, there's loads of them there for people to become a fan of.
Definitely. Like, I mean, with that, then obviously, what it sounds like you're kind of doing as your approach, you're doing almost like a quantity combined with quality.
I mean, I wouldn't do the quantity if I didn't feel the quality was there. I'm not going to put out nonsense for the sake of just having a new song out. So a load of these tunes I started to make. I went to Japan in December. So before that, October, November, I started this process. At the same time, me and Stretch were finishing off the 2 joint EPs that we did at the start of the year in that same time span. And I just said to him, I was like, bro, you know what, yeah, I'm just going to put out a tune every 2 weeks, and see what happens. Because the plan was to build a fan base via the live element of music. which would coincide with all of these releases. Obviously, that element hasn't happened, but it has. I just have to rework the plan. So I'm not doing any live shows or live streaming shows, because when I do the first actual live show in 2021 or whatever, the people who've discovered me through all this new music, they'll be dying to see me, and I'll be dying to perform for them. So even then, that'll be a greater like comeback show in a sense, as opposed to just spitting bars from my bedroom into my camera phone.
Of course. I mean, so kind of with that then, would you say you've got, obviously you said you kind of shifted everything back almost like 6-7 months. So everything that was meant to happen in this last 6 months of this year has now been pushed back to the kind of beginning of 2021. Like with that, how much kind of live stuff are you almost kind of banking on?
Banking on in regards to happen?
Yeah, kind of like going, okay, we'll do that, and then that'll be followed with a show.
I mean, it's kind of as it comes. So basically, all the live stuff I've got 100%ed so far. It's all international stuff. So what I'm doing with that is the episode that I do on my YouTube, which is hours. So there's been an episode in Italy, an episode in Jamaica and Japan so far, and it's just me documenting the music stuff I do when I go to these countries in the studio, meeting their countries' artists, all of that business. So hours episode 4 and 5 have been locked in, and then I've got my first international performance of next year as well, which was confirmed 2 weeks ago, which I'm super excited about. But they said we can do it towards the end of this year. I was like, let's just push it back to 2021, just for the sake of, I'm putting all this music out at a regular rate. But then, because I've got the live show dates for next year, obviously COVID dependent, then the campaigns I do for these top 4 singles at the start of the year at least, they will kind of be built and take into account those performances or shows, etc.
Okay, cool. I mean, you've spoken a fair bit as well about obviously being able to travel and being able to perform. Like, just to kind of put that into a bit of an overview, do you ever kind of sit back and go, wow, I'm actually touring the world here?
Yeah, 100%. Like, if you go onto my YouTube channel and go and watch the hours videos, like, you can see in the videos how gassed I am. Like, I went to Japan and Stretch came with me, and Stretch managed to sneak a Magnum and a can of barbecue Pringles from Birmingham to London, through China to Japan, and then we were in Osaka, and he just popped out these Pringles out of nowhere, and we were creasing. And then it's on the YouTube video. You can go watch it. It's like 35 minutes long. It's so funny, but literally when the camera's not rolling, because my cameraman Jay, he's been with me since episode 1, Italy. I'm like, Jay, we really said in Italy, we're going to be in China in 2 years. Obviously, we ended up in Japan and we went via China, but I was like, bro, we said that 2 years ago and I had no plan how to do it, and we just did it. So there's definitely a level of, I definitely take it in, especially when I'm in the country. I'm like, raw, I'm in Japan. I've just performed to 50, 60, 70 Japanese people. I've had them shouting out 0121. They have no idea what it means, but I've told them what it means. And I've just done that. And I'm just some kid from King's Standing in North Birmingham. And I've just done that with no help aside from the funders allowing me to get there. But the creation and execution of the plan, I did everything myself. I'm like, raw, I really just did that. So it's always a case of gratitude, because if I didn't do it, or if I didn't thank myself, it would be, it would kind of deteriorate it a bit. So I kind of celebrate for like a 24-hour period, and it's back to work.
Nice.
Sometimes it's not even 24 hours. It's just, yeah, cool, that was sick. Did that, enjoy the moment, and then we go back to the next one.
Well, this is the thing. I had Shadu Uraka on yesterday. Obviously, he's based in Hull, and is someone who's
he's a good geezer. I've met him a few times. Yeah,
he's a good guy, and I remember him saying along the lines of, I don't ever really sit back and kind of give myself time to I don't really ever congratulate myself. And we kind of got into the conversation about the fact that it's very important to do that, at least from time to time. So I like the fact that you kind of go, right, we're going to do this, and then we're going to celebrate for a bit, and then we're going to go back to work. I like the fact that you are making sure you are taking those moments out to kind of almost rejoice in what you're doing.
Well, this is the thing. I was exactly like him, and it was my friend Fiona. She went, yo, MayDay, listen, yeah, you've just hit this milestone, you've just done that. For the next 24 hours, yeah, just do nothing musical and enjoy, like, you just accomplished that. You can now boast this accolade, or you can say you've achieved X, Y, Z. For the next 24 hours, just enjoy that, lament in the moment, and then keep it stepping from going there. And then since I've done that, more time it happens in the international things when I'm in the country and whatever. But then I'll just get random bouts of like, in Italy we did this, and then I'll chat to Big C like, bro, remember when X, Y, Z over in Italy happened? And just going back through the memories you create whilst all of this is happening is sick. So the case of celebrating for 24, physical celebration may not be the thing. I don't drink, I don't smoke. Maybe celebration for me is just going in the studio and chatting with Tricks, aka Dubsco, about what we're going to do next. So I definitely think it is time to also rest, but like yeah, I've just done that. Like I've just accomplished that. I'm sick for doing that. I'm proud of myself. and then just getting back to the regularly scheduled programming.
Definitely, man. I completely agree with you on it. It is important to take that time out and kind of celebrate, essentially, whatever kind of way celebrating, whatever that means to you. It is just important to make sure you are taking these things in, because at the end of the day, the memories you're making, if you never take a second out to kind of look back at them, like that's what we're kind of left with, isn't it? We're kind of left with the memories. That's what we actually, the final thing we will always have is those memories. So if you aren't ever taking the time to appreciate them, then it almost seems like what we're doing this for.
100%, but even then with the international stuff, with the episodes of ours that are on my YouTube channel, like they're documented there, so you can see what me and Stretch were doing that wasn't music in Japan, like when we went to the dojo and shot the dojo music video, or me and Big C drinking pink lemonade in Italy. All of these things, to everyone listening now, they're like, what is he on about? But when you go and watch the hours episodes on my YouTube channel, you'll get the context and you'll see why maybe that was a funny moment, or maybe that shouldn't have happened or whatever. And then all the stuff I put on obviously when I'm in different countries, I put the stuff on Instagram stories all the time, and then people are like, "Raw, that place in Japan looks sick," or "Are they allowed to do that in Jamaica?" and all of this business. So that you'll see, like, documenting is so important to the journey. My friend, again, I was talking to yesterday, he's just finished, more or less finished his new album. But I was like, he drove all the way to a different country, like 1,000 plus miles, just to get it mixed and mastered and stuff like that. But he didn't document any of it. I was like, bro, you missed it. Like, you should have documented that whole thing, made it a half-hour documentary, so then when the album comes out in whatever, then you've also got a long-form piece of content, like, yeah, I really drove to this country to get this done, and show your dedication to it or whatever. So I think for artists or anyone listening in your creative process or business, document your first sale, or document your first 100, 1,000 streams, stuff like that. And then when the numbers start to go, because you're consistently working at it, and everything goes upwards, you're like, raw, 3 years ago, I made my first £500 in a day. It's 3 years later, I've just made 50 grand in a day and stuff like that. So it's good to look back and see where you've come from, and that the work you've done has yielded results that you couldn't even fathom during that time period.
Of course, man. I think that's actually a really good note for us to kind of round off on. Just that idea of make sure you're working, but make sure you realise what you are doing, and make sure you are able to take it in and document everything. I completely agree with you on documenting everything. There's nothing more frustrating to me than when people go and do stuff and there's nothing to kind of physically show for it. Even if it's a case of people saying like, "Oh, I did it because I enjoy it and I just wanted to make the memories." But at the end of the day, there's such an opportunity to take that kind of, even to an extent, content that you get from doing those things and move.
So this is the thing, people, they'll find you at your destination and then they'll reverse engineer it and want to see the process of how you did it, and that's when they go and search out the little interviews or the long form documentary or the little short Insta clips or whatever. So you have to do it during the process to then make the process even more enticing for the new people who find your album via Spotify or get recommended to a YouTube video via a friend and that.
Definitely, bro. Okay, cool. Well, we've got a couple of minutes left, so we're gonna move into the final tune that you sent over. This one goes by the name of Sin and Will, I think it's pronounced. So talk to me about this one.
So this one, I freestyled the entire hook, and I don't freestyle anything at all. And I was just like, you know what? Tricks, I need something that when I perform it's got energy into it, and it's just a simple chorus for the crowd to sing back to me. And I said something about I had a victory earlier in the day. I can't remember what it was off the top of my head. But I was like, yeah, win. All I do is win. And then I literally just went win, bin, sin, din, fin, whatever. I was like, yeah, sin, all right, and cool. And then the verses, some of them are about some of the people I've met during traveling. Some of them are lyrics about girls. So it was fun to make, really, and there's nothing to it in a sense. Very simple process, and the beat itself. Dubsco previewed this on his Insta Live, and I was in there as well. And I was like, this beat, it don't make sense. And then he put my lyrics on top of it, and everyone was like, raw, this is hard. I was like, all right, cool. So we've definitely got we got the desired outcome. And that's what Sin and Win is. Amazing, man. Well, we're going to get into this one in just a second. Before we finish up, I'm going to run through a few comments. Out to a man like Philly B saying this is the kind of thing that inspires me to work harder and smarter. If there was one tip you could give quickly in regards to working smarter, what would it be? Realize why you're doing. So basically, have a why. It doesn't matter who you're doing it with. It doesn't matter how you're doing it. But why you're doing it is going to keep you going through the dark days. And always, after rain, there is always sunshine. So just keep at it, innit?
There we go. Inspiring stuff this morning. This has definitely been one of my favourite interviews I've done in a hot minute. MayDay, it's been an absolute pleasure. Quick time, what is the best place people can get a hold of you on socials?
Twitter and Instagram is MayDay Mayo, so that's MayDayMayo. My YouTube channel is MayDay Music, but it's with a K at the end. Or just search Hours Episode 3 Japan, and it will probably lead you there as well, which is the stuff I was saying earlier. And then all my music is available across all streaming platforms: Spotify, Nokia, Napster, Apple, Amazon. I also have a Bandcamp, which is MaydayIsOnline.bandcamp.com. And my website is MaydayIsOnline.com. So any of these, or if you want to DM me on Instagram and talk or ask me any more questions about what you've heard today, more than welcome to do so. Amazing, man. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing how the year progresses for you, especially when we get into that kind of run of plans that was scheduled for this year and has moved to the start of next year. It's been an absolute pleasure, man. Don't go anywhere. Keep it locked. We are live on the Big Bad Trickstar Radio. Oh, yes.
All I do is sin and win. That's just me, I can't pack it in. All I do is sin and win. This lifestyle that I'm leading. All I do is sin and win. That's just me, I can't pack it in. All I do is sin and win. This lifestyle that I'm leading. All I do is sin and win. That's just me, I can't pack it in. All I do is sin and win. This lifestyle that I'm leading. MayDay Beyblade, I let the clip rip if I start to spin. Category 5 if you wanna jump in. All I do is sin and win, yeah. From young I'm quick-witted, don't give a much this year I quit quitting. Taught myself how to learn and stick with it. Anyway, back to the sinning and winning. International Bay told me a reminder of Peaky Blinder. So I stuck it in her throat and asked if it served her as a reminder. She said, see puppy, do you see puppy, I look good from behind her. I said, see baby, do you see baby, now it's an all-nighter. All I do is sin and win. That's just me, I can't pick it in. All I do is sin and win. This lifestyle that I'm leading. All I do is sin and win. That's just me, I can't pack it in. All I do is sin and win. This lifestyle that I'm leading. Work so hard, I'm in overdrive. People tell me chill in it. Give thanks every day cause I'm alive. Life is a thrill in it. Where I'm from is kill or be killed. But I survived in it. Now I just wanna travel the world. Find different women. Venezuelan or Malaysian. Jamaican or Haitian. Caucasian or Asian. I love all the nations. International sinning. International winning. Now return to the safe house. I completed the mission. But I still gotta go stack them funds. Spend a bit, give the rest to mum. Live a bit, then work, have it run. Can't stop full rain or sun. It's money making season. And I never needed a reason. Play to win, not get even. Sleep on me, then keep dreaming. All I do is sin and win. That's just me, I can't pick it in. All I do is sin and win. This lifestyle that I'm leading. All I do is sin and win. That's just me, I can't pack it in. All I do is sin and win. This lifestyle that I'm leading. All I do is sin and win. That's just me, I can't pack it in. All I do is sin and win. This lifestyle that I'm leading. All I do is sin and win. That's just me, I can't pack it in. All I do is sin and win. This lifestyle that I'm leading.
Right then, my friends, thank you for joining us this morning. Massive shouts out to MayDay. That was definitely one of my favourite chats we've done on this show. So with that, what we're going to do next is kind of move through into a special section of the show. Basically, if you were a listener to the Breakfast with Kovu show before we ended up going to Brekkie in the Cave and obviously not being able to get into the studio, we had a section of the show called Papa D's Dub Shack. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to run some classic dub reggae music for the last 20 minutes or so. Obviously, it is Jamaican Independence Day, so I want to make sure we are throwing as much stuff out there as possible and celebrating Jamaican music as much as we possibly can. So we're going to kick off with some of this. Eka Mouse on this one, Wadu Dem. Fresh reggae music for the next 20. It's Breakfast with Kovu here on Trickstar Radio. Don't go anywhere.
Me say me love her for me virgin girl. Me say me love her for me virgin girl. Me really love her so. Me love to see her when she walk and pose. Fancy rope to match her clothes. Jana ho, be me virgin girl. Jana ho, be me virgin girl. Me love to see her when her ear full of curl. Anywhere she go, people love her in the world. She don't worship diamond, she don't worship pearl. Jana ho, be me virgin girl. Jana ho, I be me virgin girl. Kawado them, awado them, them. Kawado them, awado them, them. I'm in no oh, I'm in no oh. No, I'm in no oh. Biddy biddy bang gang, giddy men. Biddy biddy bang gang, giddy wen. Bandit buck going, giddy wen, then. Giddy muck going, giddy men, then. The two away a walk and the two away a talk. She a wear roach and a me a wear glass. We hug up and pass in a sunshade glass. And little after that we gonna Kingston Park. Hey, whole heap of people just a start to laugh. She too short and a me too tall. She too short and a me too tall. Hey, kawado them a wado them. Hey, kawado them a wado them. Come in on the oh. Me no know oh. I'm in on oh. I'm in on oh. Me say me love her for me virgin girl. Me say me love her for me virgin girl. Then ho, me really love her so. Then ho, me really love her so. Me love to see her when she walk and pose. Fancy rose to match her clothes. Then ho, be me virgin girl. Then ho, I be me virgin girl. Me love to see her when her ear full of pearl. Anywhere she go, people love her in the world. She don't worship diamond, she don't worship pearl. Then ho, I feel me virgin girl. I wear then. I wado them. Come in on the oh, come in on no oh. No oh, I'm in no oh. We take a walk for a Kingston Mall. Whole heap of people just a start to laugh because I she too short and a me too tall. She too short and a me too tall. Hey, kawado them, awado them. Kawado them, awado them. Come in on the oh, me no oh. Me no oh. Mini gang, giddy men, then. Giddy muck going, giddy men, then. Giddy mong dun.